Dead Man's Wire is directed by Gus Van Sant, written by Austin Colodny, starring Bill Skarsgård, Dacre Montgomery, Al Pacino, Carrie Elvis, Colman, Domingo, and Mehala. The story is based on a real life event. Bill Skarsgård is playing the character of Tony, and Tony is a guy, he's a regular guy living in Indianapolis, and he has a mortgage from this company that is run by Dacre Montgomery's father. Dacre Montgomery is playing the character of Richard Hall. So Richard Hall is the owner of this company, and the company was started by Richard Hall's father, who is played by Al Pacino. Tony has just one thing in mind. He thinks that Richard Hall and his company has acted as a fraud towards him and taking money from him, and is doing injustice to him. And the way he does that, the way he shows his grievances, is by taking a shotgun with him, tying it to Richard Hall's neck, and tying it to his own neck, and the wire from that between them is also tied to the trigger of the shotgun. So if anybody dies, if Tony dies, then he would fall off, and that would pull the trigger, and that would shoot Richard. And it is crazy that I learned that it is a real life incident, and they show you pictures and videos of this incident. It is exactly how it is. I was really amazed by this movie. It gives you a feeling of victory against these giant corporations who do nothing but prey on people who are just regular folks, going around paying their taxes, trying to make an honest living. But they fall into this trap laid by big insurance companies or big mortgage companies. And it feels really good to see that Richard, just a regular guy, made this big company bend on their knees. It is really, really good. And they try to not show Richard in a very a big hero kind of a way. They showed the movie just the way it happened, and they show that Richard was just a regular guy, just trying to get by, and then he decides to do this because he is pissed by this company trying to take money from him that he does not owe anymore, or maybe something else. I don't know exactly the details. I mean, they do show it in the movie, but I was more focused on the Bill Skarsgård's acting. His acting was really good. But yeah, so that's what happens, and I feel like everyone that has had issues with this big corporations, especially insurance companies or other kind of mortgage companies, they would like to see big companies bowing down to regular folks, because normally it's always the other way around. These companies try to either fraud people or try to stop other ways that they can save money, or they always try their best to gain more money from regular folks. Couple of good things that really stood out for me is that the time that it is shown in this movie is 1977 in Indianapolis, Indiana, and the location and the set dressing and everything looked like 1977. It looked old, basically. And other than just the set dressing, I also liked Bill Skarsgård's acting. I have seen him in movies like, where did I see him? In a movie where he was like a fighter. I forgot. He was a fighter who lost his memory. I forgot the name of the movie. And then there was another movie where he was didn't really stood out, his acting prowess. And this movie shows what he can do. I really liked his acting. His accent was top notch, and the way he was behaving, the way he was like slapping Richard Hall on the back every once in a while, like he's like trying to show like, hey, I'm taking care of you. Don't worry, I won't hurt you unless they don't listen to my demands. So he's like slapping his back, and I kind of like that. Yeah, another things that I liked is they showed the way the story happened. They did not try to paint anyone in a bad picture. But I did feel like Al Pacino was trying his best to make his character look like a total, a jackass. Because when Skarsgård, Tony, calls Al Pacino's character and says like, "Hey, I have your son, and you better apologize to me, man." That's what all he's asking. Like he's asking for money, but he's also asking for apology. And he's like, "You better apologize to me, man. I want an apology. You have done fraud to me. I want an apology." He's like, "I'm not gonna give you anything. You know, my son. You have captured my son, and you don't have no rights to ask for any apology." And then he tries to berate him. I'm like, damn, I kind of hated Al Pacino's character after that. So his character kind of tried to show that he is, a big giant company's owner, and he's kind of a jackass. But other than that, everything else was just the way it is, you know. And yeah, anybody who has gone through this kind of situation where this big company kind of increases their premium for some reason, or despite paying so much premium and so much insurance, you know, money to these insurance companies, they still ask you to pay for thousands of dollars in co-pays and thousands of dollars on other kind of expenses and all that. I feel like people who have gone through this kind of issues because of these giant companies, they would really like this film, because the way things happen in the end, it is a definite victory for our guy Tony Kiritsis. Yeah, he wins. He gets caught in the end. He does not shoot Richard Hall, and he does not get the money. But what? Oh no, I don't actually remember if he does get the money or not. But after he gets caught, he is sent in trial, and then he wins the trial. He is considered someone who is not is not sane. So he wins the trial. He does not go to jail. He has to visit a psych ward every once in a while, and he keeps, when he goes to the psych ward. This guy is very stoic, very very rigid. He doesn't care. When he goes to the psych ward, he says, "I'm not going to the psych ward because I'm not mad. I'm not crazy. You know, I have been subject of injustice, and that's what I did. I took laws in my own hand. You know." So he, instead of going there to the psych ward for like 2 years, instead he goes there for 8 more years. So a total of 10 to 11 years he goes to the psych ward, and he just keeps doing this, like, I'm not gonna go, and he just keeps skipping going to the psych ward. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Really nice. Everything else was really nice too. As I said, the acting of all the characters, the direction was really top notch. The writing was good too. The characters' dialogues were really, they were hitting where they are supposed to hit. And yeah, Bill Skarsgård, man, you are really good in this movie. I really liked your acting. So good job. All right, that's my review for this film. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.